Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0, folks. We got the game that nobody wanted. From a Liverpool perspective, it was frustration, as it has been for a while with regards to our front three and our attacking intent. From a defensive standpoint, I thought we did really well today. Alisson, 2 fantastic saves. Nobody can deny the best chances in the game there fell to Manchester United, and if it wasn't for a big beautiful Brazilian between the posts, we could very well have been coming away from this game having lost for the first time in 68 games. So 0-0, look, it is what it is. I mean, we played really well in the first half, we dominated possession, but I always say the only stat that matters is the scoreboard, and the scoreboard doesn't lie. Manchester United had more shots on target than us, with I think 1/3 of the amount of shots taken. That just goes to show you how wasteful our forwards are being at the other end of the pitch. Frustration carries on. Mohamed Salah didn't have a great game. Bobby Firmino did not have a great game. Sadio Mane, I thought, put in a decent shift. I thought Shaqiri was very lively for Liverpool in the first half. I thought he put in a very good performance. All in all, the only frustrations I really have are that we're not creating and scoring down the far end of the pitch. I can't complain about midfield. I can't complain about the defence today. I thought they stood up and did a very good job. Full credit, by the way, to Luke Shaw and to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the United fullbacks. I thought they played excellently today as well. We didn't test David De Gea anywhere near enough. Bruno Fernandes didn't really influence the game too much. I thought Thiago was great in the first half. As the game went on, United came more into it, and look, you would expect that. You won't keep a team of United's ability quiet for 90 minutes, so they were always going to have a chance to come into the game. 0-0 doesn't help, doesn't really hinder anybody too much. If anything, it probably just helps Manchester City a little bit. We've got the FA Cup game coming up as well against United later on in the month, but from today, I don't really know how I'm feeling. I'll be honest with you all, I don't know how I'm feeling. I know I'm frustrated that we aren't taking and creating enough chances, but I was also proud of the midfield and the defence today. I thought they put in a very good shift. I thought Jordan Henderson did absolutely nothing wrong at centre back. Yeah, it's just disappointment. I'm not angry. I thought I'd be feeling angry after the game, but I'm not. I'm just disappointed that yet again our front three fired another blank. Firmino should have scored 2 or 3 in the first half. I'm just looking at the replays here of Alisson's wonderful save from Pogba, and again his one from Bruno Fernandes. So, you know, I'm a staunch Liverpool fan, and even I can't sit here and deny the 2 biggest chances of the game fell to Manchester United, and we're coming away with a draw, which we could have easily come away with a loss. I'm numb to this result, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know how you feel about it anyway. How the heck did we draw, said Mark Caldwell. Because, buddy, the same problem we've been having for a very long time. We can't seem to put the ball in the back of the net. At what point are we going to accept that Salah is just not influencing games enough on the right hand side? And I'm saying on the right hand side because I believe he can be effective elsewhere. It's too obvious. Time and time again, it's too obvious. We get the ball to Salah, he turns, and then he turns back into traffic, and then we go backwards. Bobby Firmino just wasn't at the races. I can't defend Bobby Firmino. For me, as soon as Jota's back, Firmino needs a rest. But I want to ask again, what on earth Takumi Minamino has to do to get any opportunities from the bench for Liverpool? Divock Origi came on. Did he touch the ball once or twice maybe? Did fuck all when he came on, as we always expected, as we knew. Again, our midfield, I thought midfield was good. I thought Thiago looked slick. I thought that Shaqiri was brilliant. I thought he was very lively, always showing for the ball in the first half. I was shocked to see him get substituted and Curtis Jones brought on. Not because Curtis Jones was being brought on, I was just shocked at the substitution to take Shaqiri off. It is what it is. It's one of those games, folks. It doesn't really help anybody. United maintained their gap of 3 points over us, and it's up to us in the second half of the season to go and claw that back. But we got to start asking questions. Those forwards have to start looking themselves in the eye now and saying, look, we need to fucking start earning our keep, because it hasn't been good enough lately. You go win 7-0 away at Palace and then draw blank after blank after blank after blank, and it's frustrating as hell because we know what they're capable of. We know the brilliance that Mohamed Salah, Bobby Firmino and Sadio Mane have. But again, we got to give credit to United today. They defended well when they needed to. It's a game that's probably a fair result. I think both sides can probably leave that game today thinking, yeah, Liverpool dominated possession at times, but United created the better opportunities. That's basically my summary of the game. I think that's a fair shout. Dom Rich, how are you, mate? Welcome in. The buck stops with the manager, said St. Nicholas. Does it though? I mean, to some extent, yes. I understand where you're coming from, but the manager can't stick the ball in the net for Firmino when he has those chances. So what's the manager got to do? Drop Firmino, bring Who in? I wouldn't mind Minamino, no bothers with that, but the manager just doesn't seem to want to give him a run out. So other than that, it's Origi, and is he any better than what we're doing at the minute? I don't know. It is it's just frustration that we can't find the back of the net, and we need to turn that around quickly. Dylan Cooney said, shocking in attack. United should have won, said Callum. Mate, I can't sit here in good conscience and say they didn't have the two best chances of the game. And they easily could have left Anfield today with 3 points, only for Alisson's brilliance. From our point of view, it's difficult because it's only that last thing. Everything else I thought was good today. I thought our moving the ball through midfield was quicker. I thought the work rate was there from the lads. I thought they showed the desire to be on the pitch today. Just not falling for us at the other end for whatever reason. Whether we want to blame the players individually, we want to say it's just a blip, you can have it whatever way you want, but at the end of the day, we're looking at the defence. All the conversations in recent weeks have been about centre backs. Well, we kept another clean sheet today, but we didn't score. So the conversation needs to move away from the centre backs, and it needs to be planted firmly towards the front three, and questions need to be asked. What do we do? How do we shake it up? I don't know. It's manager's job to find that out, but we need to stop talking about the centre-back situation, because these lads have kept clean sheets. They've done it again today. So they've defended well. They've done their part. Now it's up to the front three. And again, they drew a blank. It's frustrating. I don't want to be calling players out. I love each and every one of those lads out there, but Salah is anonymous these days in that position. Firmino just has no confidence whatsoever, and Sadio Mane impacts games but isn't getting enough shooting opportunities. That's my summary of it. I don't know what United fans have to say from their point of view. I would have been fairly disappointed with Bruno Fernandes if I was a United fan today. I don't think that was his best game. I thought Pogba did have moments where he influenced the game. Luke Shaw, to me, if I was to give a man of the match, I'd probably give the man of the match to Luke Shaw. Don't want to say that. Alisson or Luke Shaw, to me, man of the match for that game. I thought Shaw had Salah in his back pocket, and look, we don't want to say it, but I'm going to call it as it is. I thought the interesting matchup was Mane and Wan-Bissaka, and I think they both had a fair crack at that on that side. The United central defenders weren't really troubled too much. There was one clearance at the back post by Maguire, 1 point from Bobby Firmino. Other than that, it's just pick the bones out of it. There's not much to talk about there with regards to chances. St. Nicholas said the defence is good, change the front three, maybe have to change formation, said Andrew D. Possibly, yeah. Like, Thiago does give us options to maybe tweak it a little bit, but it's just frustrating. That's all I can say, is if I just summed it up in one word, it's frustration. Shaw is underrated, said Minnie. Look, I don't underrate him, mate. I think Shaw's a good defender, and I've said it to Mark when I spoke to him, and today I'll call him again. I thought Luke Shaw put in a very good shift. And I thought our defenders played very well as well. Defensively, both teams were sound today. It was the attack that let the game down, I think, for both sides, really. United had the two best chances, as I've said. Paul Pogba forced a good save from Alisson, and Fernandes as well forced an excellent left-footed save from Alisson. So other than that, there's not really much to speak of from our point of view. A shot from distance from Thiago that forced Alisson into his, or excuse me, De Gea into a save that was not really going to trouble him too much. It's frustration, and it is the attack. Whatever we want to say, you can talk about centre backs till you're blue in the face. The problems going forward. Callan, how are you, my friend? Said 1 goal in 4 matches. I don't want to hear another thing about us needing a centre back. We can't score goals. To be fair, it's coming for quite some time. I'm with you. I think the centre backs are getting harshly treated because they're keeping clean sheets. What more can we ask of a back five? It's over to the front three now to get their finger out of their arse and start putting the ball in the net. John West said Liverpool outclassed United in the first half. 100% agree with you. We were by far the better side, but in the second half, no matter what we say about possession stats, the two best chances of that game fell to Manchester United, and only for our goalkeeper, we could have been in trouble. And then you look at it the other way, in the first half, Firmino probably should have scored at least 2. So it is what it is. All the whinging and crying from any of us is not going to change it. We have to move on, regroup, and we have to be better going forward. And I mean that in both senses of the word. I mean with the season and with our front three. How you get them to find the confidence back, I don't know. That's why the manager gets paid the big bucks. But I am getting a pain in my arse seeing Mohamed Salah every single week having balls played into him that forces him to have to back into defenders, use his body strength, and then go backwards. That's not where we want Mo. We want Mo running in behind defenders. We have to find a way to get him more central, because it is not working on that right hand side. I want to see Mohamed Salah going through the centre from now on. I think he can be far more impactful there. And I think maybe it's time to give Shaqiri a run out on the right hand side and give Bobby Firmino a rest, because something needs to change. We need to alter this somehow. I was delighted to see Mane and Salah change positions in the front half. That's something I've been calling for a while, and it was good to see that happen. Didn't really make much of a difference, in all honesty. They didn't really create too much more. And another thing I want to draw your attention to, and I'd love to get Liverpool's fans' take on this, is we can't head a ball for shit. We cannot direct a header for shit, and it does my head in. Trent tried to head the ball back to the goalkeeper, nearly hit the corner flag with it. Heading clearances just into random areas straight to United players. We can't pick out a Liverpool player with a header, and it's one of my real frustrations. I've been saying it all season. I can't understand how a professional footballer can't direct a header. Minamino, why not try him again? I agree. I mean, what does he have to do to get a chance? He scored against Palace, or he scored in a recent game and then doesn't get a sniff. Firmino needs to be dropped, said City Fisher. I'm not going to disagree. You know I'm Bobby's biggest fan, but I can't defend the undefendable. He's been terrible. I used to try and defend Bobby Firmino's performances by saying you get a lot of other stuff from him, but even that stuff now is falling away. His passing is getting a bit more scrappy. His touch isn't there. His passing, as I said, is horrendous. His finishing, non-existent at times. Look, I love the lad. I love Salah. I love Mane. I don't want to be criticising them, but we can't win at them without putting the ball in the net. It's as simple as that. This is a Liverpool team that has been free scoring for years. Attack was what we did, but we did it magnificently, and for some reason we're just shooting blanks at the minute, and we need to get confidence levels up, and we need to figure out a system that gets the best out of those players, or we need to figure out a system that gets a win, because right now we can't carry this on. This form just can't carry on any longer up front. I'm sorry. Something has to be changed. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know if we have to wait for Jota to be back, but that's still a terrible indictment of the players if we're waiting for a new signing to come back. The new signing that has had a great start and really stamped himself in Liverpool fans' hearts, because Jota's been amazing, but the rest of the lads have to fucking pull the finger out of their arse and stand up and be counted. You're playing for Liverpool Football Club. You're the Premier League champions. You need to be better than that. I'm sorry, it just needs to be better going forward. When's Jota coming back? Probably 2 weeks, I'd say. Toe Poke FC said Liverpool are way too predictable. I don't disagree with that at all. Alisson saved us. Yes, Alisson was brilliant, mate. 2 fantastic saves. Again, I agree with most of your comments in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I think you're all spot on here. Go fork out for Houlden, said John West. We need a goal scorer. I can't disagree with that, pal. It's again, what I give, I know people might disagree with me, but what I would have give to being able to bring Ryan Brewster off the bench today at some point and give him an opportunity. Divock Origi does nothing anymore when he comes on. I don't even know why he gets a game ahead of Minamino. It frustrates the shit out of me. We can and will be better in coming games. Excuse me, I agree, mate. We will get better. Absolutely. I don't disagree with that in any way, shape or form. And look, the want was there today from the lads, that they put in a shift. That's what, first and foremost, you want the lads to be at it. You want them to give 100%. I can't criticise them for that. But the front three are just being out-taught, out-muscled, and they just can't create. And whether that's down to them or whether that's down to the way we're setting up attacks, that's open for question. We cannot shoot from distance and hit the target, said Dermot. Yep. Again, what are we at? 18 shots or something like that with 3 or 4 of them on target, mate, if my memory serves me right, something along those lines. Why are you slating your players after one draw? One draw. Do you want to go back and look to our 0-0s lately, mate? West Bromwich Albion, draw. United, draw. Away games, draw. We can't. People are talking about McBolsky. You're trying to say McBolsky, but you're too dumb to type, mate. Is that what you're trying to do? Do you want me to help you out for it and spell it? Do you want me to type it for you? Do you know a grown-ass adult who can actually spell? Slating them. I mean, it's fair to be criticising them, mate, because the defence is doing their job. All week, any Liverpool fans' conversation will be around centre-back. Will be around, we need to get a centre-back, we need to do this, we need to do that. We need to put the fucking ball in the net. That's what we need to do. And the centre-back's not the problem. We're keeping clean sheets. The problem is clearly up the other end. Bring back Harvey Elliott soon. He's super at Blackburn. Defo would have done something today. Also, still don't understand why Bruno came off at the end, said Joel Morris. I maybe United fans would have something better to say on that. He went off. Mason Greenwood came on. Just at a point in the game, actually, where I thought Fernandes and Pogba were really starting to have a bit more influence on the game. The game was becoming a bit more stretched, and I thought Pogba particularly was starting to show that he was capable of orchestrating attacks for United, and I was a bit shocked to see Fernandes go off as well, to be fair. You're going to lose to Burnley. I don't think we will, Alex, mate, to be honest with you. Although, look, I can say that, but we need to score. Burnley is the next game up. It is a difficult game. It's never an easy trip to go to Burnley and get a result, but these lads have to go to Burnley and get a result. I mean, we didn't lose today, so 68 games unbeaten, but it's just giving Manchester City and Manchester United a little bit more belief, a little bit more chance to pull away from us, and it's up to Klopp and these boys to sort it out. Still a lot to play for in the season, still a long way to go, halfway through the league campaign, Champions League still to go, FA Cup game against United as well. So there's loads of stuff coming up and loads of stuff for us to look forward to, folks, but again, it's just a sad place to be on here, having to be disappointed with the attack. Somebody said Luke Shaw pocketed Salah. Yes, I would agree. I also thought that Thiago absolutely outplayed Fernandes in that game today and showed who the best midfielder was. And look, I'm willing to give Shaw credit, and I hope United fans are willing to admit that Thiago was far better today than Bruno Fernandes. But Luke Shaw was excellent. I won't disagree at all. He put in a great shift at left back for United. 4 matches in a row. Klopp can't figure out how to beat teams playing defence against us. But even as the game got stretched, I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and say that, like, Liverpool now in third place, by the way, 1 point behind Leicester City on 35 and 3 points behind United on 37. Spurs coming up behind then at 33, I think it is. As Connor said in the chat there, we were the better team, they had the better chances, a draw probably a fair result. I don't disagree with that. Loads of people saying third, mate. It's 1 point and we're halfway through the league campaign. So you know what I mean? I'm not going to lose me shit about where we are in the league right now. We've got time to turn it round. The real worry would be if we were at this form coming into March and April time, but look, we have time to turn it round, and it's up to those lads to dig deep. It's very hard for us to be critical of lads that have showed how strong they are mentally season after season, but something needs freshening up here with Liverpool's attack. Something needs to change. We've lost the eye of the tiger. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. John West said Fabinho was man of the match. I thought Shaw was man of the match, to be honest, and I would say Alisson after that for his 2 big saves. He's going to cry in a minute, mate. You really don't know me very well if you think I'm going to cry. You need better trolling than that, Jacob, mate. Come on, Jacob, me and you, let's have a little go here, mate. Don't ban him. Let this dickhead have his time. He's going to cry. I'm not Jacob. Now back over to you, mate. What have you got for the next one? I promise you I won't cry, so hand on heart, we're all right in that one. Let's see what Jacob has to come up with next, mate. If you've nothing, to input about the game, mate, then, just put your pecker back in your hand, knock one out and get the tissues out and make yourself happy or something. United will have to play Thursday night. It's a long way to go. This is a result that is kind of for both sides. United keeps them keeps them edging ahead in the league, but it's not the 6 point gap that United fans would have hoped for, and from our point of view, it's not us going back on top of the league that we would have hoped for. So, if you're a United fan, you're probably a bit happier after that. It's an away game at the end of the day. They've gone to Anfield, they haven't lost. So, if it was the other way around, I'd be leaving Old Trafford, I'd be thinking, alright, a point isn't the end of the day, or isn't the end of the world. Dominic Rich said for water, keep up the good work and consistency. Thank you, Dom. Dom, are you around tomorrow, Dom? I'd love to get you on Mundo Sport, though. If you are, mate, I'll drop you a message later on, or send me an email, Dom, if you can. We need one more person, buddy, for the Premier League show tomorrow night, and I was going to message you. So, Dom, if you're watching this, buddy, just drop us a DM or send us an email if you're available. What have we got? Do you think you can still win the league? Yes, I do. I think we can win it, but am I saying we will win it? No, I can't sit here and say we will win the league, but of course we're in the race, but we can't get much worse. That's one thing I would say. And yet we're still up near the top, but we've got gears to go through and we need to find a way to start going through them. Look, another disappointing afternoon, unfortunately. Dropped off second half, said Cube. I think that's a fair point. Maybe we should stop playing Hendo at the back. I understand where you're getting from a point of view of losing Hendo in midfield. I absolutely agree with you on that one. But again, today wasn't about the defence doing nothing wrong. The defence did their job and kept the clean sheet. For me, today was about our forwards not stepping up and taking and creating opportunities. I thought Hendo did a good job at centre back alongside Fabinho today. Okay, smoked MUFC, you dumb little fuck. The difference again between your and you are, mate. If you're gonna troll, please get yourself an education. It's you are fucked, mate. You are, not you're deluded. You are. You know what I mean? I'll teach you the difference. I'm here to educate as well, buddy. Don't worry. I'll help you out. 2 weeks, I think, for Jonathan. I was asking in the chat. Again, some of these United fans really are just little petulant little bitches. Loads of lovely United fans that we've dealt with this week, but real salty little bitches in the chat as well. Why would I cry, you absolute clown? What have I got to cry about? Weird little fuckers. Anyway, nice new studio. Thank you, Thomas. Drawdy designed it for us. Drawdy of the United Stand obviously helped us out with the studio, and it is absolutely marvellous, and I can't thank Drawdy enough for what, look at that for a job. Do you know what I mean? He knocked it out of the park as he always does. Thoughts on Luke Shaw? Excellent. He had a great game, Mohammed. Really, really good game. Man of the match for me. I thought he absolutely kept Salah in his back pocket. I don't want to say that, but it is. I call things as I see them. And I thought Luke Shaw was the best player on the pitch. Good game. What happened to the 3-1? I never said 3-1, mate. I said 2-0, but however. Thiago, man of the match, he put in a great shift as well. Absolutely. I thought Thiago was really good at midfield for us. I thought Gini did okay. I thought our fullbacks were alright today as well. Just again, can't put the ball in the net. Can't win games without putting the ball in the net. Alisson pulls out the heroics to stop 2 saves. One from Pogba, one from Fernandes. You know, United definitely had the better 2 chances of the game. But look, it's game on. The season's still ahead of us all. Do we have a new striker? No, we don't. Do you think Ty is deluded? I don't watch the United, or not the United Stand, sorry. I don't watch AFTV, mate. I refuse to watch any content they put out. We need Jota, definitely. A few United fans saying glory, glory, Man United. Look, you're all welcome into the chat. It's lovely to see some United fans in here. And again, lots of you being respectful and putting good comments in that I'm more than happy to read out. We can score from corners, said TTV Klopp. Yeah, I mean, again, even defending from corners today, there was one you probably remember. Pogba got the first header on it and it fell to Rashford. Alisson came out with a flying save, but thankfully Rashford was just the yard offside anyway. But even defending corners makes me nervous these days. Biggest Jack said, no disrespect to Firmino, but I'd love to see us play with an actual striker. Yeah, we don't have one. That's the only problem though, buddy. Leon Doherty said, Anfield agenda, you welcome them into the chat and this is how they repay you. Why would you hate on Craig? He's the best commenter. I try and be fair, mate. There's always going to be dickheads that think I'm a salty fucker and come in and try and act up, but anyone that takes the time to actually come into our chat and watch will know I'm a pretty decent lad. I call things as I see them. I have a little bit of fun and a wind up occasionally, but you know, I don't think I deserve a lot of the abuse I get from fans, but you know, each to their own. What's this? Craig, front 3 doing as instructed and not listening to Klopp's instructions. See, the problem there, I'll finish the rest of your comment now. Sorry, we're forward suddenly unable to make the right choice. Neo, what I would say, mate, is if they're not following Klopp's instructions, then Klopp needs to drag them off. If they are following out his instructions and they're not producing, then the manager needs to rethink. So, yeah, it depends which one of those is correct. It's a very fair point. But I would like to think that if they're not following instructions, that they'd be pulled and they'd be swapped out. You know, that's what you think a manager would do. Shaqiri was pure quality, said TTV Klopp. Yep, don't disagree, mate. I thought he was excellent. Battle for 4th, nah, I think we'll be alright. I don't think we'll be looking over our shoulder really at the end of the season for top 4. I mean, I think that's the one thing I'd almost be guaranteed us of at this point. Thiago outclassed Bruno, to be fair. I think he did, but then again, to be fair and balance that out, Luke Shaw pocketed Salah. If we're going to be fair about it, I thought Thiago was certainly the best midfielder on the park, but you know, again, it's scoreless. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go do the family thing and spend some time with them on Sunday evening. We'll be back tomorrow on Mundo Sporto with the Premier League show over there at 9 o'clock. I'll be back here with a late night agenda at probably about 8 o'clock tomorrow for Liverpool fans. Thank you to everyone that dropped in, whether you're a United fan, you're a Liverpool fan. I really appreciate your time. 0-0 was probably the game nobody wanted to play out that way. I'd said all week if it was going to be a draw, I'd at least rather a score draw, so we all had something to celebrate at some points, but It was 0-0. United stay top of the league, Leicester in second, Liverpool pulling up the rear in third. It's over to our boys now to see what they can do for the rest of the season. As always, I wish you all love and health and happiness. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video. Lots of love to all of you up there.